really excited. I'm very sad that Coach Jones went on, to SMU, but hey, this is a new beginning, and I'm really excited about the Mack Pack.
Looking at McMackin's recent coaching experience, he returned to UH as the defensive coordinator for the 07 football season. From 03 to 05, he served as a linebacker coach for the San Francisco 49ers. Between 2000 and 02, he was the defensive coordinator for Texas Tech. McMackin first came to UH in '99, also as defensive coordinator. From 95 to 98, he filled the same role for the Seattle Seahawks. McMackin's last head coaching job was at Oregon Tech from 1986 to 90. Greg McMackin is the state's first $1 million man. Tanya Joaquin has reaction to the big bucks paid for UH's new head football coach. Tanya?
Joe, Greg McMackin actually took a pay cut when he came back to the Warrior football program, making less last year than he did in '99. But it all paid off with a multi-million-dollar contract.
$1.1 million is nothing to laugh about.
Do you feel lucky because now you have the title of being the state's highest paid employee?
Say that again?
You are now the state's highest paid employee.
Well, I didn't know that.
Greg McMackin's $1.1 million annual salary is more than double UH President David McClain's and 10 times Governor Lingo's pay.
$1 million for him? A lot. That's not my job to make that determination, but I really think he was a great choice and the right choice.
If you look at coaches' contracts, I think Pat Hill at Fresno is paid nearly 1.25, maybe 1.3, and I think the offer that Virginia made is in line with Greg's skills and success.
He's worth the money. You look at his resume, where he's been at, and what he's done. He was here in '99, and we went. Had the greatest improve of, school history.
Yeah, but they're all getting lots of money. The coaches are getting that much and more.
UH Manoa Chancellor Virginia Hinshaw calls it a smart investment.
I think you've got to realize other values that athletics brings to the community and the state. This is the state's team.
Everybody is supporting because we did have that dream season, but we have to keep it going.
That means cashing in on national attention, selling more UH merchandise, and filling more seats at Aloha Stadium.
We're targeting selling 30,000 season tickets. That'll be up by about 50%.
And what you just saw is from the UH website already courting fans to buy their season tickets. President McClain says with big bowl game money and priceless exposure at stake, hiring Coach Mack just adds up. Tanya Joaquin, KHON2 News.
Official word came down a little after 8 a.m. this morning. Greg McMackin is Hawaii's 21st head coach, the 5th since the UH football program became a mid-major school and joined the Western Athletic Conference. McMackin enters his 40th year of coaching, and it's his 3rd head coaching job, 2nd on the college level.
They asked if I would listen, and I said I will if it's fast, if it's sincere, and if I have June Jones' blessing. And that's how it worked out, and then it just started to snowball, and I'm just really thankful that it did. I'm very excited. I love these players, and I love the fans, and we can really get it going, build on this Sugar Bowl run and the 12-0 run, and we need everybody's help.
McMackin's resume includes leading Miami to 2 Big East championships in 1993 and 94. During that time, his defense was tops in the nation in both scoring and pass defense. In 1999, he lifted the Warriors' defense from 109th to 35th, and this past season improved from 93rd to 33rd in the country. Something to admire from a coach's standpoint. From his player's perspective, he is someone to admire.
When you talk about a coach that players want to play for, that's Greg McMackin. To know how he genuinely cares about his players and the success we have on the field and off, it means a lot. And when you go out there, he motivates you just to give your all just because of the person he is. And so I'm excited that he got the job, and I know that our offense is going to be blessed with hearing some of his speeches and how much he truly cares about the program here.
I'm glad he's back just because I love the way he coaches. He doesn't just coach, he really cares about the players, and he always pushes everybody to strive better. And he takes, having that family bond and stuff that we have, and he really instills it in every practice and every game that we play. So I'm glad that he's finally our coach.
There are still some vacancies left in the coaching staff because of hiring procedure. McMackin isn't allowed to talk about who he will replace outgoing coaches. Dennis McKnight, Dan Morrison, Wes Swan, and it appears even Jeff Reinbold may also make his way to SMU with June Jones. But Mack says he has guys in mind, but wanted to wait until his position was official.
I've asked permission from different coaches. I have guys in waiting, and you know, I need to talk to everybody on the staff. I haven't done anything until I was named the head coach. I just didn't feel that was right. So that's what I'm going to start doing now, is get my staff together. And I think if I change titles, it has to go through a 5-day procedure, and I will be changing some titles.
George Lumpkin will remain on staff, as well as Rich Miano, sticking with the defensive backs, and was instrumental in recruiting players like Colt Brennan and Adam Leonard. Ron Lee will be promoted to offensive coordinator. Cal Lee will take the title of defensive coordinator. But don't think for 1 second that Mack won't be calling a few plays on both sides of the ball.
Just because I like to throw at those other guys every once in a while too. They've thrown at me all my life, so I like to, you know, tell him to go deep a couple of times.
I think it's a great hire, and secondly, I'm proud of the state and the university for acting so quickly, because time is of the essence in terms of recruiting and continuity and just to continue to move forward.
We won't fall off in the sense of the system. We run basically the same system that June ran, and it's been 9 years with June Jones, and that's helped all of us.
McMackin will earn $1.1 million each of the next 5 years, quite a pay raise from his coordinator salary, but he says it's never been about the money. It's always been about the players, and players that they're going to have to go and get immediately starting this weekend.
Like some receivers.
Absolutely, some receivers, a quarterback perhaps. You've got to get somebody to back up Inoki Funaki and Tyler Grunke.
Is that Texas kid still?
We're going to be touching on that a little bit tomorrow. We're going to go back up to campus and talk about recruiting with McMackin a little more in depth. Did hear him talk a little bit about it today, just off camera. And that is something that he's going to have to talk with June Jones. You might be surprised to hear tomorrow what his comments are about that. Doesn't want to step on any toes, but he's going to go hard after some of the kids that June Jones was recruiting.
Okay, now any UH officials talking about the search for a new athletics director?
That was asked but not addressed yet. They said that that's something they didn't want to talk about today, but it will happen soon. And of course, we're going to keep hounding them until it happens. We're going to keep going after Mrs. Henshaw, and we're going to keep seeing, or at least keep asking when they're going to get this done.
Okay.
It was obvious that the priority was to get the coaches in order so that they can get out and recruit. That's not something that you need an athletics director yet for, but there are going to be things coming up where you will need one. So
and they haven't named a selection committee for the athletics director.
Not yet, not that I'm aware of, no.
All right, thanks, John.
Sure.
Finally tonight, did you know the letters
and the unique qualities of this island state?
KITV Sports Director Robert Kikaula attended this morning's press conference.
Now, of course, where a lot of the talk surrounded continuity, continuing what June Jones accomplished in his 9-year run. Robert?
Yep, that's exactly right, Sean. Now, it's not a Band-Aid solution or a quick fix. In fact, it comes with a commitment from the administration with a 5-year contract worth $1.1 million per year. McMackin's making McMoney, and he's McLovin' it, getting $1 million bump from his $110,000 a year salary last year. Plus, he gets perks like a courtesy car and more money for assistant coaches. Can you please share with me what it's like to wake up and get $1 million raise?
Well, I know one thing. I don't think I know what $1 million is. I've been fortunate to make some decent money at other places, but I keep losing track of the zeros, and you know, unfortunately or fortunately, that's what coaches make now, and
Fortunately.
Yeah, fortunately.
Warriors all-WAC linebacker Adam Leonard was on the 9-member selection committee that interviewed McMackin last night and says the players' coach is the right man for the job. Knew it, he says, when he first met Coach upon his return to UH.
The first thing he said to us, I'll never forget, is that you guys have my respect for what you've been able to accomplish and just for meeting one-on-one with you guys.